History isn't always made on the battlefield or with grand treaties. Sometimes the most profound changes happen in the quietest moments, behind closed doors, in the heart of a nation's capital. The world often expects drama and spectacle, but history can turn on a single, silent decision. Sometimes, it's a quiet vote in the Senate that shakes the nation. The halls of power can be eerily still, even as the weight of the moment presses down on everyone inside and out. On December 26, 2025, the Senate convicted former President Donald Trump. The world watched as the chamber filled with senators, each carrying the burden of history on their shoulders. The final tally, 67-33, was more than just numbers. It was a moment that would be studied, debated, and remembered for generations. For the first time, a president was convicted by the Senate, a bipartisan, decisive break. The air outside was thick with anticipation, as if the city itself was holding its breath. 17 Republican senators joined every Democrat, a coalition once thought impossible. These were not just votes, they were acts of conscience, of political courage, and of reckoning with the past. The chamber was tense as each guilty echoed, the outcome becoming clear as Republican defections mounted. Every name called was a step closer to a new chapter in American politics. This wasn't just a handful of legacy votes, it was a coordinated, significant move. The world's media gathered, knowing they were witnessing a turning point. The final count signaled a forced end to a political era. The implications are staggering. A verdict on Trump, a message to future leaders, and a signal that no one is above the law. It was a test of institutional resilience, a moment when the Constitution was not just a document, but a living force shaping the nation's destiny. And it was a redefinition of party and power, as old alliances fractured and new ones emerged from the chaos. How does a party rebuild after turning on its leader? The Republican Party now faces a crossroads, its future uncertain, its identity in flux. What does this mean for Trump's loyal voters? For millions, this was not just a political defeat, but a personal one, a challenge to their beliefs and their sense of belonging. The story of this moment is one of calculation, shifting alliances, and a rebellion that finally found its voice. It's about the courage to break ranks, the risk of standing alone, and the hope of forging something new from the ashes of the old. The nation watched, as history was rewritten, not with spectacle, but with a roll call. In living rooms, on city streets, and across the world, people held their breath as the future of American democracy was decided. The consequences will echo for years, shaping not just the next election, but the very soul of the nation. 17 Republican senators didn't convict Trump out of sudden conscience. It was a shift in the calculus of power. For years, fear of Trump's base kept the party in line, but that fear was replaced by